ones who come in late, we can share the recording with them. Yes, over to Kashi and Dharti.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Just a moment.
Arul sir, this is Dr. Pooja Ramchandani here, Principal H.R.College. Just to tell you a background of ours, we are an HSNC Board, which is Hyderabad's National Collegiate Board. Started in the year 1949, and we have 14 colleges, a mix of commerce colleges, arts, science, commerce colleges, and pharmacy college, engineering colleges, all are together, law colleges. And today we are here to learn from you how do we actually write for grants, uh, because we have good researchers, but we need guidance on how do we go about it and get some useful resources from you apply for grant. So over to Kashi and Dharti to start the, yeah.
Thank you so much, madam, for your invite, and hope so I will fulfill your expectation. Thank you so much.
Yes, ma'am. Shall I begin, ma'am?
Yes, dear, go ahead.
Okay, very good evening, everybody. It is my privilege to welcome you all to today's webinar on grant writing, which is organized by Research and Development Cell of HSNC Board. This is Dharti. I'm a faculty member of H.R.College of Commerce and Economics and also a member of Research and Development Cell at HSNC Board. It is an honor for me to begin this very important session in the presence of our respected principals from 16 colleges, faculty colleagues, and academic leaders from across the board. A very warm and respectful welcome also to our guest speaker, Dr. Arul, who is the Associate Professor and Head of Department of Commerce at Pondicherry University. Sir brings with him over 22 years of experience in teaching, research, and academic leadership. His deep expertise in various fields like banking, finance, business innovation, and scientific research, along with an impressive track record for more than 440 invited lectures, makes him a perfect resource person for today's session. Sir, we are truly grateful for your presence and for the fact that you removed time for us for this seminar. We look forward to gaining valuable insights from your experience in grant proposal writing, research funding opportunities, and publication strategies. It is also my pleasure to extend a welcome to Anil sir, our trustee, whose support and vision has helped us to do initiatives like these. Sir, we thank you for encouraging innovation and research. To all the principals, research and development cell coordinators, and faculty members, thank you for joining us. With this, let's move forward. Sir?
Just a thing, welcome to our trustee and also HSNC University Provost, Shri Anil Harish sir. And in fact, this has been sir's initiative to start this cell. And sir gave me the responsibility, and today this is our third meeting. And welcome to Anil sir, and thank you so much. Hoping with Dr. Arul having a good session. Thank you, Anil sir. So if you would like to say something, Anil sir.
Yes, sir.
Sir is on mute. Anil sir, you're on mute. Can sir unmute?
Yes, I can see. I'm very happy that you're doing this session, Dr. Pooja Ramchandani, and so many people are participating. This is a very important subject. It's so critical for research to be done because every research requires a lot of time and energy, and of course, vitamin M, money. So it's important that you're doing this, and I'm sure it'll be a very productive session. I wish you all the best, and thank you for all the efforts, each one of you and the guest today, the chief guest today, are putting in for this. All the best.
Thank you, sir. Sir, I think with this, can we start with the session with the permission?
Can I go ahead?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, thank you.
Please.
Yeah, thank you so much for your invitation, and I'm honored truly to be part of this initiative and connecting all the faculties and researchers, the board members, principals. So greatness from my side, a special gratitude from Pondicherry University to the board, the members, the management, the administration. A special mention to the principal, the ma'am who has introduced me, and a special what do you call as thanks, and probably I'm slightly delighted on looking into Kashinath Mishra sir, who has been linking in between the board and me, because like he said, like when he contacted that he has reached because he was attending one of my sessions. So it's not beyond that a resource person can have. So thank you so much, Kashinath sir, for this magnanimous gesture and making a link with a lot of people. Thank you so much, and thanks principal ma'am and all the what do you call as participants in the board. So with this little note, I think I can move on to my job, because it's almost like maybe 7:30, still 7:30. I'll give my what do you call as deep discussion into this. What I want to tell you is like we can enjoy this session. Don't think that, because I completely understand having worked for a whole hour, maybe 8 to 9 hours, traveling to home, sitting in a lawn, or sitting in your boardroom, sitting in your living room. It is very difficult, but these are one of the important topic, as one of your board members said. Probably like you need to believe me, because I've just completed one major research project and currently working on with another project. So I thought like it will be better to share my experience with a lot of inputs. And it is easy for to begin with. I'm just telling you that writing a proposal to get a grant, to get a fund from an agency is quite easy if we slightly understand what is their expectations. Probably today, maybe I can cover that how to apply, how to prepare, how to apply, how to follow up, and how to complete. So this is what I thought I can go ahead. If you have any doubts in between, you can always unmute and you can reach me. So with this note, I'm just sharing it. Maybe somebody can help me out. Okay.
Sure, sir.
I'm sharing the screen. I'm sharing the screen. Is this viewable?
Yes, sir, your screen is visible.
Yeah, thank you so much. And grant writing for teachers and researchers, probably like that's what looking on. See, one more important thing is that why we do that matters a lot. Like our UGC or Government of India or any management and administration who is running higher education institutions of any kind, whether it is science, medicine, engineering, or even what you call social sciences or arts. End of the day, whether you are a researcher, and I do understand that some of you would have already got funding and you are doing it probably. So if so, some of the tips will be there. You can take it up. Anybody who is what do you call it as now you want to acquire a fund to make a project, fine. So it is absolutely for you. This webinar is for you. So any teacher, whether you are an assistant professor or associate professor or professor, ultimately, we are involved in three important roles. One is teaching and mentoring. The second one is research and publication. And the third one is extension activities and social outreach initiatives. Teaching and mentoring is mandatory. No other go. We need to be in the class. We need to teach whether it's a bachelor degree or a master degree or a PhD. But research and publications was voluntary, and which requires more interest, more willingness, more enjoyment. So now it is made mandatory for a recruitment, for a what do you call as promotion, all those. But there is a complete voluntariness, extension activities, and social outreach initiatives. But end of the day, what speaks is that the H index. Today, any teacher, they're asking, what is your H index? What is your score? Right? What is your citation score? So if you want to have a H index, you need to have a publication. If you want to have a publication, it should be backed up by a research. And if there is no, because overnight we cannot write any paper, right? We need a timeline to make a research in a scientific way. And for that, certain things are very important. We require time, we require funds, we require resources. So end of the day, it is grant. So if we have a grant, maybe a tune of 5 lakhs to 10 lakhs to begin with, or to the tune of 40 lakhs, 50 lakhs, or a crore, right? So many funding agencies are giving out crores, not only on lakhs. Nationally, internationally, there are so many institutions. So end of the day, if we have a grant, then ultimately we can do an innovative research. Once we do a research, ultimately it can be converted as a research article. It can get published in indexed journals. Once it is getting published, people will start citing us, and ultimately our H index will go off. So today, any recruitment goes on H index. So that is what it is happening, and the global arena is looking from us. So with this little note, even the API scores, right? So if you get into funded projects, there are certain scores which I have made it in the screen. What of time I'm moving out, and grant writing. It's very simple, a research proposal, right? So even though it is named as grant writing, so it's a research proposal that which we need to submit to the funding agencies. But what is this research proposal which we need to understand? A systematic plan to execute a research, right? So everybody is doing it. We do pre-doctoral research, we do postgraduate projects, we do PhDs. But when it comes to a practical project which has to be executed in a society, right? Maybe a rework of a PhD, understand, but it has a lot of nuances. As for that, we need to attract. See, if you want a grant, we need to attract with our research proposal, with our writing, with the funding agencies, because they do have an expectation. They cannot fund all the projects. They have certain limitations. They have certain focus. They have certain objectives. So as a researcher, we may be good at researching, but we need to research with the tune, with the expectation of the funding agencies. Is that okay? Can I move on? My audio is clear. Anyone can acknowledge?
Yes, sir.
Thank you so much. And I hope things are moving better. And ultimately, like we have little time, when I say it, I'm just classifying into three categories. One is we need to understand scientific research and approach. Then we need to understand funding agencies. But today I'm going to concentrate one funding agency, whereby through that I can explain you that how you can make it to other funding agencies. Then research proposal preparation and submission protocol. So this is what we are just going to look at in a practical way. So first of all, when you say research, many people think that scientific research means something which is done with science discipline, medicine, engineering, or science courses. No, it's a pedagogy, it's a methodology that how we approach a research. If it is a research, it should be scientific. Whether it is social science, it doesn't matter. Any discipline, whether it's maths, physics, chemistry, biology, biotech, information technology, computer science, or commerce, management, economics, literature, it doesn't mean, right? Whereas arts and social science, research should be scientific. So that is the most important. If you want to understand what is that, it's very simple, that researching of information. So it's not bookish information, just moving on, just to refresh your mind, to make yourself to write your what you call as proposal for the grant. So when you want to write it, you need to understand this. So researching of information, the other one is finding new things, right? So the other researchers normally in social sciences or sciences, we want innovation. We want to find new things is the purpose, fact-finding process, right? Even in COVID, we are so surprised and shocked what causes this death. And ultimately, later few months, we are able to find out these are cause, and probably like be able to understand what are the solution for it. So identifying a problem itself is a research, or finding a solution is a research. So these are the four important things a funding agency looks at, whether it is going to revisit the current research, or they are going to find new things, or they are going to find the facts, because certain facts can be disproved and we can find a new fact which is not explored. And there are so many issues where we are not able to identify till now in many disciplines. So end of the day, it is not rule of thumb, it is scientific method. You cannot do research, or we cannot do research as our whims and fancies. We need to do research in a systematic way. There is a procedure, there is a guidelines which we need to follow. And there is an approach, right? So ultimately, descriptive research and exploratory research. If you are going to say what is what as such, it is a descriptive research. There are certain disciplines which we use it. There is an area where we put our perception, thinking, attitude, ability, right? And use the existing methodology, pedagogy, existing models, theorems, principles, techniques. So then it is exploratory research, right? So mostly today, rather than descriptive research, people are more into exploratory research. Funding agencies are looking for exploratory research. The other one is qualitative and quantitative research. Ultimately, the other dimension of looking into a research, mostly some of the disciplines where qualitative research is encouraged. And when you have a data, when you have an analysis, when you have a results, when you have an interpretation, when you have a comparison, then it is a quantitative research with an empirical data. And beyond that, you can do a research with one sample that is called as case study. Maybe in psychology, maybe in philosophy, even in what you call as industries, we can take one company, one individual, one industry, one economy. And if you are going to make a study, then it is a case study. And nowadays, there is one more thing which has come in, which is called as mixed method research. So we need to understand that we can have a combination of all this depending on the research idea. With this little note, there are 10 steps involved. So if you look into any books or references, there will be 6 or 7 steps. But in my opinion, the completeness of research comes in these 10 steps, right? So ultimately, like we'll go one by one because these are the things, inputs that we have to highlight in our grant writing, in our research proposal for funding agencies. One is very important, defining a research problem. Like whenever we want to go, the first step is that. For that, if you get into along that, I have mentioned title of the research. So first you have to generate your ideas. Then what you call it as that a research idea can be converted into title. For that, my humble request, in any discipline you take it, find out an important research area of your choice, which is interesting to you. That is more important. If you take computer science, we are going for AI. If you are interested, machine learning, fine. Even human intelligence with AI, right? So which one you are going to take it? For example, quantum computing has come in, right? Quantum energy has come in, nanotechnology has come in. For example, we have fintech in commerce management and economics. New theorems are coming in. So which is your interested area? Which discipline? If you are in literature, so how you are going to handle it? There are so many unrecorded literatures are there still with people, right? So which has to be recorded. Indian knowledge system, now government is encouraging that. We need to find what you call as a research area which is unexplored in our ethnicity. There are so many, right? So for example, I was doing in logistics, right? Which was there, which is considered to be an what you call as from a westernized countries, but it is from India. So logistics emerged from India, may not be the word, but the process. So we need to work on. And in my opinion, there are two things whenever we want to decide a title. Idea generation, that is idea-based review, review-based idea. Suddenly you get an idea that maybe you can use it. Or if you are not getting an idea, then you go and review, have a literature review in Google Scholar, or today you have a lot of AI chatbots. So you can get into and you can generate it. So in my opinion, if you generate an idea and check whether it is not available and we are using it, that will be more innovative. And once you've chosen it, please understand there are so many softwares come in, but still I believe on MS Excel. So open an MS Excel, take an article, read it, just prepare this statement. Prepare a statement of review of literature with title, researcher, year, objectives, methodology, analysis, findings. So if you are going to apply for project funding, minimum 30 articles. If you are applying for grant, please take relevant minimum 30 research articles to your research idea. Then you find a gap on it. Okay, finally you find a gap of that 30 research articles which can be converted as your research title. And when you are going for research title, please understand it should contribute for the existing theory of knowledge and it should have an utility value. And again, I'm not going to stop there. I'm going to tell you that research, the grants agencies, like funding agencies like ICSR and all those people are looking for these 3 things on your title. What is the research area which you want to go for a research? And from whom you are going to collect data? And what perspective you are going to collect? So research variable, research units, and research perspective. These 3 which you have to mention in 1 line or in 2 lines. Right? Maybe a research title, maybe in less than 10 words, right? So with the logic of inputting all this, so when somebody is reading your research title, it should explain to the person that to the examiner, to the evaluator, to the experts who are sanctioning the grant, that the entire project proposal, right? And the second step is drafting objectives. Once you get your title, minimum 3, maximum 5. So how are objectives? Objectives are sub-questions of a title, trickle-down questions, splitted up questions of a title. So ultimately try to have minimum 3 objectives or maximum 5 objectives, not more than that. There are some proposal which comes with 18, 19 objectives. It cannot be, right? So restrict yourself to minimum 3, maximum 5, and don't have a descriptive title or subjective objective. Only researchable objective should be your objectives, not the descriptive. For example, to study, to observe, to describe should not be there in the objectives. To suggest, to build a model should not be there in the objectives. It is mandatory, right? In any research. So only researchable things you can have, and it should be in sequence. First, what you have to do, second objective, third objective, fourth objective in logic should not be there in the second objective. So logical sequence as a researcher in your own field, you know it better, so you can make it. And when it comes to third, fourth, and fifth step, it is the methodology. Okay, so first we need to understand what is the type of study, because funding agencies will be looking for whether you want to do an exploratory study or descriptive study. What is the data source, whether you are going to use primary data or secondary data. Secondary, you know that, right? Secondary data means which is already existing, published, and primary data means which a researcher is going to collect from the sample or the population or the people or the respondent. And when it goes to secondary data, ultimately, like, you need to understand that what is the data, what is the name of the data, whether it is time series panel or cross-sectional, tools, techniques, and methods, which models which you are going to adopt. And if it is a primary data, who is your population, who is your sample, what is the sample size, and from there you are going to collect the data. What is the sampling techniques, like probability sampling or non-probability sampling? What is the data collection tool you are going to use it? Questionnaire, interview schedule, observer, or any other thing. And what is you have to do pilot study, please. So you should have a pilot study, you should have a main study when you are going for a primary data. So data collection can be done, and it should be analyzed. So in the proposal itself, we should narrow down, we should be very specific based on each objective. What is the data, what is the tool, and I'm going to apply. And today you can say, like, if it is any data, it is univariate, bivariate, multivariate analytics. Probably you'll have some more section in the future if you need. So I have just listed down what are the what you call as univariate analytics, bivariate analytics, and multivariate analytics. There are so many which is listed depending on your discipline. I'm just mentioned social sciences. Depending on your discipline, you can go ahead. There are softwares which, anybody want to have any doubt? Somebody is unmuting. Maybe you have any doubts, put it that in the your chat messages. Maybe once we complete, we will go one by one, right? So if you have anything important, you can always stop me. So there are tools which I have mentioned in the left side. You can see the screen. So if you have a mobile, you can zoom it and see, right? So SPSS, Amos, Lizrael, Visual, PLS, Grittle, eViews, MATLAB, Vega, R, Python, Tableau. There are n number of softwares. If you browse, there are hundreds of softwares given by the ITS companies, analytical companies, and everything, which you need to find out which one you are going to use it. Okay. And beyond that, it is article writing. Okay. So when you look into the article writing, ultimately, like, you need to understand that based on your research, which manual you are going to follow. That's very important. If it is a social science, we go for APA, American Psychology Association. If it is language, you go for MLA. And if it is engineering, you go for IEEE. So it depends on your thing, which is available online. We can always go ahead, format it. And when you go for a writing, please make sure that on what style, what clarity, the grammar you use, the voice you use, what are the words, quotation, numerals, abbreviations, how you present your table matters a lot, right? So it should be in an order. So we should mention that what is our chapter design in the proposal itself. If you are able to maintain these, what my tentative chapter design in the report that you are going to come out with the what you call as grants. And these are 4 steps. Ultimately, once you should also, you can always submit to an expert opinion. Then you can go for a presentation in national conference or seminars, and then you can publish in any of the index journals, reputed journals in your own area. Then don't stop the research. So any research will have a lacuna, any research may have a limitation, any research may have an idea, any research may have an agenda for new research. So ultimately, you can start a new work from your existing work. So if you are confined with your area of discipline, you can do a number of research work in a niche and narrow down aspects. So ultimately, if you are aware, whatever I said for last 25 minutes, if you are aware that this is what is research in a systematic way, scientific way, we need to do, right? Then we can think of drafting or writing your proposal for grant. Is that clear? Can I move on further? Anyone?
Yes, sir.
Thank you so much. So the next thing comes into picture is the funding agencies. Like who will be ready to give a grant? See, in my opinion, even institutions, I don't know whether you have a what you call as institutional grant like seed money projects. Anyone from board? Whether you have any seed money projects which you have which are giving in your board already with your research and development cell. Anything which is already existing?
Not yet, sir. We are planning to. We are planning to start.
Great.
Not yet.
So that is what is needed, because whenever we go for a funding agency, what they are looking for is some experience in running a project beyond our PhD, beyond our postdoc. So nowadays, many institutes, many boards, many universities. I've been the research advisor for one of the college where we drafted the funding guidelines for institutional projects, seed money projects. Maybe you can think of seed money project for your own staffs through the board, maybe for 10,000 rupees or 25,000 rupees. If you are good enough, 1 lakh, like maybe to start with, for example, 10,000 or 25,000 for a smaller project, maybe you can collect, and that will become a kind of evidence that which will help you to get grants from bigger organizations. So that's one small suggestion which I am making it. Please take it forward to your board. I think respectable principals are there. Probably they can take it forward. So maybe that may be one of the aim in developing a research and development cell. And when you looking back into this, so there are research agencies based on the geographical location, like Indian research funding agencies and international research funding agencies. Any discipline, for example, I'm little lucky because I'm in Pondicherry University. The library has come out with the list. For example, I'm just moving on to that. Maybe I'll show you. Are you able to see the screen?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So maybe I'll share this link in your chat box shortly, as well as maybe this is a link, right? All the agencies are listed here, because rather than telling about each agencies, so we have Indian research agencies, including ICSSR, UGC, and other things, international research funding agencies, and even one more thing, how to write a research proposal. So this link will be very, very handy. Maybe after our webinar, maybe if people are interested, you can always go ahead with this, and you can understand that which agency is giving grant for which discipline. There are some agencies or even ministries, they are giving grant for certain disciplines. There are certain agencies which is giving for everyone. So I'm not getting into this. I'm just getting into most popular in India. That is ICSSR and UGC. So if you want to get into, I can share this link whereby the chat box now itself, whereby you can also get in. I'm just making it in the chat box. So please save this. I've just made it in the chat box. Please save this link whenever you have a free time. Please go to this link and understand who are the people or agencies which are giving funding, right? So I'm not mentioning any individual name. It is your, because I was one who always tried to make out search for funding agencies and keep on applying. Okay, that is why, even though I have, I'm openly telling you, I have applied for 12 times to different funding agencies, but one was successful. I completed it. Now I'm running one more project. First one was for 7 lakhs and second one is for 5 lakhs. So within 2-3 months, I'm going to submit that. And ultimately, like once you start getting it, no, you feel happy that you will get more grants from different agencies and it can happen. So with that note, when it comes to Indian research funding agencies, there are two bigger agencies that we have. One is UGC, the other one is ICSSR. I don't know, somehow last few years, UGC yet to declare some of the results. But when it comes to ICSSR, they regularly funding grants for any discipline. It is not only social science, for any discipline in relation to their theme. If anybody is doing it, then they are ready to give us the grant. So with this note, probably I'm just moving on to ICSSR alone, whereby what is my thing is that now I'm going to give an analysis on how one agency, because which is popular and which is regularly giving fundings every year. So to a number of people, I thought like I can share with that. And one more thing is that the other agencies, you can look in these details, okay? Want of time, because we have ultimately by now it is 7. So 25 minutes is there, whereby we can look in. When it comes to ICSSR, my dear friends, they do have a conventional projects, that is which we call it as regular projects. Every year they are giving it, which is minor and major. Minor research projects, now they have enhanced to 15 lakhs and which we need to complete in 1 year. And major research projects, 30 lakhs, up to 30 lakhs they are giving, and we need to complete by 2 years. Oh, so it is, so it's a time is very important. That's more important. Fund and time and resources. So anybody who is leading the team are called as project director. Even individual projects can be applied or collaborative projects can be applied. You can have a project co-director, 1 or 2 you can have. And note that all should have completed PhD. That's more important, right? Only those people who complete PhD will be given funding with ICSSR. Some different agencies without funding a PhD also, they may give, okay? So every year there will be a notification in their website, in that website, so you can apply. Sometimes what happens, you know, there is a special call. Even in COVID period, in many of the periods, many of the time, there is a special call, which is need-based. For example, based on certain segments, certain theme. Recently, there was a scheduled tribes projects was there, and even what you call it as the national Jal Yojana projects are there. Now, even another literature-oriented, linguistic-oriented projects, right? And ultimately, like you can apply individually, you can apply with the team. The last project which I had applied was with the team, and this project individually I have applied. So to begin with, in my opinion, try to collaborate with people. 1 to 3 people can join together and you can apply it. So it can be within organization. There are some projects where you can do between the organizations. Though people investigate, I mean, directors can be from different, project directors can be from different institutions. Nowadays, they are asking from different states. So institutionally collaborated projects also available. There are projects which are internationally collaborated. That is also is available. So there are different, I think I have given you a nuances. Now we will get into writing, how we can do that. So generally, maybe if you have done your PhD, right? So these are the steps you would have followed. Ultimately, if I'm right, you would have written title of the study, introduction, review of literature, statement of the problem, scope of the study, objectives, methodology, social relevance, limitations, chapter design, reference. So this is how you would have written maybe some around 6,000 words or 10,000 words or 5 pages, 10 pages. This is how you would have written, right? But here what happens, you know, each agency has their own format, thanks to technology. Before and all, what they say, you know, you write your proposal by your own and send it as a mail. But nowadays, it is on online, it is on dashboard, and everything is restricted. Words are restricted, characteristics are restricted, because that is more important. No more than, they are not asking more than 1,500 words. Okay, so before you get into, see, every this year also result has come in recently. Now maybe in August or September, there'll be notification. Get ready for that. ICSSR may come out with a notification, yearly notification for 25-26, right? Conventional projects. And the more important thing is that broad domains. So ICSSR always gives a priority areas. So my humble request, go to ICSSR website, know what are those broader domains, what are the priority areas under that. Check out whether you have any priority areas that is relevant to or related to your thinking of your research, your likeness of research. Then you are lucky. Otherwise, check out in which area you can, in which domain you can, right? They have identified 29. And you have to look in the project proposal budget. For example, I can show you. Is it visible? The word file? Anyone, please?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So you can see here, you can download this from the site and you can prepare this. Now you see whether it's a major project or minor project, broader research discipline as per ICSSR, name of the project director, project title. So whatever I've explained till now, you have to put it in the format. So format is given now. It is easy. They are not asking our own format. So you see title of the research proposal. Just now I was saying abstract. Don't write abstract in the beginning. Write the abstract at the end. They are asking only 300 words, not more than that. Introduction of the proposed study. So introduction for 400 words and review of literature. Major review. That's what I said. Not less than 15 to 20. Select 30 research articles. Internationally, maybe 15. National level, maybe 15. And when you say international, don't select from one country. Select from different countries. And if it is nation, select from different states, right? And research gap 300 words. Objectives minimum 3 to 5, as I said, 200 words. Then major research questions, hypothesis we need to write. Proposed methodology, as I told you, no.
Sir, can you
We
please
lost
unmute?
your
I
voice.
think it got muted. Yeah.
When I missed, I don't know.
Hmm.
Is that okay? Can I continue
Yes,
or I need
yes.
to go back to a few minutes?
So from hypothesis onwards.
Okay, fine, great, sir. So when it goes to hypothesis, I'm on. So methodology, as I told you just now, I shown a thing. What is the type of study? Data, data sources, tools, analysis, and all those information has to be very specifically we need to give. We cannot change in between. Once you give it, you have to follow that for the research. If any change is required, we need to write to them and we need to ask. Some people, they may allow, some people, they say you restrict with that. Then most important thing is that innovation or path-breaking aspects of proposed research. So that is important now. I'm showing the research format, which was for 23-24 projects. Expected outcomes, like whether you are going to make a book or a research article or a policy document, that also you need to mention. And any new data is generated, that also you have to mention. Relevance for policymakers. Through our project, they are giving funding, how we are going to help them. And number two, relevance to the society, how it is going to help the society. And timelines also we have to mention. If it is a 2-year project, then every 6 months, what we are going to do. And total grant, duration by default, minor 1 year, major 2 year, and name, number and names of these states your study covers. So if you are going to cover different states. So this is the budget, and budget is given for research staff, field work, research equipment, material, that is you can buy laptop, printer, all those stuffs. You can conduct workshops, and 5%, like some project 5%, some project 10% of the total money grant is going to the institution to facilitate us. Okay, so that is why institutions are encouraging us, because one, you will get a project. Number two, institution will get a name. It will reflect in NRF. It will reflect in our NAC. It will reflect our individual capability also. And justification has to be given. So this you have to prepare, and there is a what you call as format which you need to submit it. That means it should get approval from the institution.
Sir, I had a question.
Yeah, please.
When we apply for the ICSSR proposals for projects, do they give a higher funding depending on the post of the person, like assistant professor, associate professor. And also, nowadays colleges have got a lot of ad hoc faculty whose appointments are not on regular basis. So are these open for them as well?
Ma'am, in this, it is only for the permanent faculties appointed by the universities and colleges, and any research colleges or centers which are affiliated or which is approved by ICSS. That's point number one. And there are funding which is there for all those people also. Different funding is there, but as far as ICSSR is concerned, it is only for those faculties who are permanently employed and who has a service. That's one thing. Number two, the other thing is that it is not based on any designation. The project funding is totally based on the, what you call it as, the idea. I'm going to land up on that innovative idea, whether it is worthy to be funded to help the policymakers or the society. These are the criteria. I'm going to list out what are the criteria on which they are going to select, and this is what it is.
Okay,
is it okay,
thank
madam?
you, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. The other one is like you need to have a forwarding letter. That means there is a letter which is there given by any agencies. There may be a letter which you need to forward to that funding agencies with the approval of your principal or the director or the registrar if you are working in the center, I mean in the university.
Okay, sir.
And one more. Yeah. So project director details, you need to get ready with that. And if you are having a project co-director details, that also you need to get ready, right? So these are the informations which you need to get ready. Once I understand that you are ready with your project proposal, just now, what are the things I told you very clearly, you have to make it. Number two, your informations. Once it is ready, then the second step is submission protocol. For example, for ICSSR, if you go to ICSSR website, you can log in with your username and you can create, sign in, and you can get your dashboard, especially like project director has to do that. Okay. Once you register, then you can log into your username and password. Then you have to fill your details with the photograph, your personal education, research, and publication details. So because as madam was asking just now, weightage is given to publications. Okay. And then you select the domain and subdomain and enter your project title in the dashboard. Then an application number will be generated. Once the application number is generated, then you have to add, if you have a co-director, then you add the co-director details. One more thing, Aadhaar number and Aadhaar number is very, very important. And one more thing, both of you should have a CV or a biodata, which they have given, it is 6 pages now. They're asking 3 pages, sorry, right? So you have to prepare accordingly and you have to keep it ready. And once everything is ready, first send it to your principal or your director of the research cell. Get it, because you have to prepare it in that format with the forwarding letter. You send it to them, get their approval, then you come back, scan it, then you can submit your proposal and you can upload your forwarding letter. You can put the details of your budget, okay? And finally verify it and submit it. That's more important. Before submitting, please go through completely. If there is any error or something, remove it or verify it, and don't submit in the last moment. At least submit it before 5 days of the deadline. Otherwise, you will be in traffic. So many people, I submitted most of the projects in the night around 12 or 1 o'clock or early morning, right? 4 o'clock, 3 o'clock and all, I have submitted proposals online because traffic will be free. Everyone will be submitting in online in the last moment in a working day. So get it, because almost 1 month or 1.5 months, time will be given from the notification. So you can always go ahead. And then what you have to do is, once everything is submitted, download that PDF file, the proposal, the application, the proposal, a project director detail, co-project director detail, everything will come. That has to be sent, hard copy has to be sent to ICSSR New Delhi. The address is also given within 10 days of your submission. For UGC, there is no need to send a hard copy, but ICSR is very specific. Then only they'll process your online things. Okay. So this is a submission protocol. And what is the follow-up? So we have 10 minutes to go from now for 7:30. I'll finish up. Submission of the research proposal in online, no other go. And you will be shortlisted. Sometimes they'll send a mail, and nowadays they are sending mail, and it will also what you call as published in the website. It may be in their social media, even in FB they are publishing it. And then based on that, a presentation, first level, your proposal will be shortlisted. Once it is shortlisted, they will contact you and they'll give a time. Nowadays it goes in Google Meet or Zoom call. They are not asking us to come to. Those days has gone where every faculty will go to Delhi and attend the interview and come back. No, now it is in online and interview will happen. Okay. And based on that only, whether final result will come. Okay. So in that interview, please make sure that these are the things they are looking for, because I have an experience in attending 2 interviews. Research knowledge. So we need to project our research knowledge within that 10 to 15 minutes, not more than that. Sometimes it may be 5 minutes or 10 minutes interview will happen because already everything is there. So they will cross-check what are the information which they need from the proposal. Domain knowledge, which discipline, which research area you are presenting, that they'll be asking. They'll be looking for an analytical skill because you cannot outsource that. So they'll be looking whether the project director or project co-director, your interview will be attended by project director, co-director will not be called for interview, and analytical skill will be checked, right? Whether you are having any experience on research, that's what PhD or any seed money projects already you have done, or any publications you have made, whether you have done any projects before. So I think, madam, now these are the things they consider, madam. So based on this, the innovative project proposal, and these are the things in the interview, they will sanction. They doesn't mind whether it is an assistant professor, associate, or professor. And my tips, I can tell you, like till now, I'm clearly giving you what exactly is required. So clarity in presentation, within 5 minutes, 10 minutes, we have to clearly present with 5 to 10 slides of our proposal. And budget, we should be very clearly, we should mention the budget. If they are asking you to revise the budget, please do it. Don't hesitate to do it. And also show that you have a research attitude, right? That's more important. Research is not something very, very poisonous. Research is not something difficult. You can enjoy. It's a fun. You can enjoy. So show them that you are capable enough to do that. And what I mean is like in the beginning. So the beginning itself, you can choose your research title. This is Dr. Vam. He has come out with a title called as that doing research is fun. So in the beginning itself, what is my humble request is whenever you choose a research idea, make sure that it is novel. N stands for novel, novelty. That nobody has done it or any small change in the existing model, newness. So novelty should be there. Number 2, utility. It should be useful to society. It should be useful to policymakers. Number 3, feasibility. Feasibility of time, feasibility of resources, feasibility of fund. So these are the parameters that any experts will be looking on from your grant writing, from your proposal. This idea is given by Dr. Vam. It's none other than me, Dr. V. Arulmurugan. So if you follow this, then there is a chance to get your grant. Your project may get success. And what is my humble request is, straight away don't write any research proposal. Take one piece of paper or one Word file in your laptop. Just make a pre-project proposal. I call it as triple P model. Right? Pre-project proposal. Get an idea, write a title in 1 or 2 lines. Then you write 3 to 5 objectives. Just think and write to analyze, to study, to enumerate, to identify. So like that you write the objectives. Then you write methodology. I have shown you the box now, like type of study, data sources, then tools for data collection, tools for analysis, how you are going to structure the report. So those basics, you write it in a paper. Refine it. discuss with your colleague or discuss with your co-director, finalize that, then you draft the proposal and then you draft the abstract. This is a small technique which I am following it successfully going on. So I'm sharing only from out of my own experience, not from any book or reading, no special preparation for this. So if you are doing it, even what I do, you know, I will take my mobile notepad. Whenever I'm traveling, if I get an idea, I put it in the notepad. All this, I'll put a title, I'll write 3 objectives, I'll write the methodology. Then I'll save it in my laptop. Then whenever I have a free time, I can make it out. So don't wait for notification. At least now go and browse ICSR, any funding agencies. Already existing, what you call as notifications will be there. Just take it, prepare yourself, get ready. Once the notification comes in, you can always submit, right? So small tips which I want to give you based on to summarize for your grant writing. Know yourself, because whenever you are saying that you want to do a research, you should be good at that area. You should be knowledgeable in that area. Don't select a research title or grant writing of proposal which is unknown to you. Don't test it. Know the funding agency from which you seek support. So I have shown you the link. Na? Go to that link. There are enormous list. Check out that, which funding agency, read that. Read the notification and announcement. Every time some changes will be there. Don't go with yearly effort. Preparation is okay. Finally, read the notification announcement, follow it. Formulate an appropriate research title, objectives and methodology. That's what Triple B model you follow. State your research objectives clearly in your proposal. Don't be vague, very specific. You have to make it. Frame your study around the work of others. I told you, minimum 20 to 30 research areas which already been done in your research area. Please make it. Develop a viable research project. That's very important. As I told you, feasible. Novelty, utility, feasibility. That should be there. Please check the grammar and spelling. That's very important. Some people miss on spellings, right? Format and brevity are important. They are not asking 1,000 words, 2,000 words, 300 words, 100 words, 50 words. You have to write. And know the review process. I told you how it is reviewed. Very simple. You submit it. You'll be given a mail, or it will be announced in the website or in the social media page of their institution. Know that you'll be given a time slot. Get ready with your presentation. And most important, proofreading. Read twice and thrice. That's what I said. Don't submit in the last day. Never do that. Submit your proposal in time. Okay. With this little note, maybe if you want to write it, I want to say that you need to have these skills. Whether you are a teacher or a professor or a research scholar, in my opinion, you need to have these skills. One is research idea inquiry. That, see, you need to, whenever you are thinking an area, you should be in a position to come out with an idea. You should not typing and formatting. Don't outsource that. Sometimes it makes a mistakes. Online material collection, review of literature, data collection and analytics. Drafting and proofreading, you should know. Logical thinking and multitasking. You cannot say step by step I'll do. No. Research ethics and integrity. That is more important. Don't outsource your work. Don't pay money for analysis. Learn yourself and do it. Understanding with your research team is more important. When you are forming a team, you should not have any misunderstanding. I have 5 teams with me. We are working in 5 different groups. Get help from others. Never be having a shy, never have an ego to get help from others. Right? For example, your board. Now they are arranging this session. Maybe, ma'am was saying, like it's a 3rd event. I wish more events to help you. And please do it yourself. That's more important. I'm talking all this because I did my PhD. Every word I have written, all my projects, whatever guiding I have scholars, I never send them for any kind of commercial, analytical, what you call as persons. I do it myself. I teach them. I make them to learn from different workshops, and that is how it should go on. So with this note, I am not concluding it. I'm starting it like scientific research and proposal we have seen funding agencies. Don't forget that funding approach, novelty, utility, and feasibility. Keep in mind. Triple P, pre-proposal preparation, and doing research is always fun. Just do it. So with this note, see, you and I also can get Nobel Prize. The only thing is that We need to work in the research area for almost 10 to 15 years. Find out something new, something which is helping the society, people, policies, governments, different nations, right? For example, 2 years before, and there was an economic research, which was for why bank? Simple question. Few researchers have asked, why bank in an economy? Why bank in a state? They got Nobel Prize. So please go ahead. So these are the Nobel laureates from India. We need to work on and we need to get it. So this is one handy book which is written by my guru, Professor Ranganathan. Whatever I'm here, it's because of Professor Ranganathan, the University of Madras Professor Thomas, who has written books, a demigod book for me, where I have learned all research. And this is a publication manual by APA. You can download. UGC has come out with good academic research practice. Please go through this. Academic integrity and research quality. This is another thing which we need to understand. And I do have a YouTube channel, right? Teachers nowadays to have a YouTube channel. Whatever videos, we can even, if you are sharing the video, I can put it in my channel whereby many can get benefit. So if you want to have more updates, there are channel, what do you call as playlist, exclusively on scientific research, data analytics, and project proposal writing. You can always go ahead. 8 hours of video is there where analytics can be done with SPSS. So if you are interested, you can always go ahead and subscribe the channel. Don't forget to click the bell button, whereby updates will come to you. So thank you so much. This is what, thanks to the organizers, I think I'm on dot, 7:30 now. So you can have a minimum 15 minutes as what you call as Kashinath sir was saying. And if you want to extend also, you can extend. So somebody can assist by reading the questions in chat box, whereby I can answer, or somebody can unmute and talk. So choice is yours. What do you, ma'am?
Thank you, sir, for such a wonderful session. I think it has been learning for all of us also, even after getting our PhDs. And I would request all the participants to switch on their cameras and raise their hand in the screen so that Kashi or Dharti can allow you to speak, because then it will help us to understand who's asking, and would request Kashi and Dharti to coordinate on this. So please raise your hands. So one question will be from me,
Please,
which is you concentrated on ICSSR funding, but I think many of our social science, which is commerce teachers, who apply from ICSSR, we do get responses that they are for basically sciences and humanities, and commerce is not given that. So if you can guide us on where the commerce ones, apart from ICSSR, can look up to funding for projects in the near future.
Ma'am, like one which is regularly funding us, especially for commerce, management, economics, or any social sciences, even science, the regular funding is from ICSSR. That's what I focused on it. Because every year notification is coming in the month of September or October. And within 1 month, we need to submit. The result will come in the month of probably in the month of Jan and Feb. Recently also we had it. And within 1 year or 2 years, we need to complete. Special calls also regularly coming in. Collaborative projects also coming in. UGC, for that matter, I think it's 2-3 years before there was a call, and still results was not given. Even I have applied, we are waiting for it. So one important funding agency is ICSSR. We can explore even DST. For example, if it's a science discipline, even commerce management also, we can collaborate with science, and we can explore DST, Department of Science and Technology, where crores of funding is given, not only in lakhs, on crores they are giving it. And some of the ministries, like Ministry of MSME, Ministry of Women Welfare, Ministry of Corporate Affairs, they also give funding, not only for projects, even to conduct programs. So they are ready to give funding. So we can approach, we can browse some of the, that's what I have given the link now, ma'am, in that all the funding agencies very clearly given. And depending on our discipline, we can always go. But out of my little experience in last 22 years, ICSSR is giving more funding to many people. Maybe their funding is less, like 3 lakhs, 5 lakhs, 10 lakhs, 15 lakhs. But to begin with, it is better to go with them and complete one. Even if we get minor project also, let us go ahead with that. That project will give us more projects in the future. That's what I feel. I think some questions in the chat box, I'll just check it out. UD, that is an ID. To what extent heads of expenditure have to be adhered to adjustment between the heads permitted? Sir, as far as each agency is concerned, they have their own guidelines. And as far as ICSR is concerned, they have a what you call as cap. For each category, they have given a cap. So once you decide the total amount, then it should fit in with the caps. For example, research associate, this much percentage, 45%. What you call as field visit, this much. So 45%, 35%, 20%, like that they have given. So we have to follow. Sometimes it may change also in the future, which we need to adhere to that. And if the grant remains unutilized, as a funding agency request to be refunded. Exactly. So we try to use it. If it is unused, again, we cannot use fund from one head to another head. Maybe we can use 20% of that with the approval of the institution. That relaxation they have given. Go to the guidelines, you can get it. And if it's a remaining funding, we need to, what do you call it as, submit to the ICSSR, and we need to get our utility certificate. Because once we are having any unutilized funds or non-submitted projects, we will not get another project. So we need to complete it if you want to have projects in the future. So those are the two questions. I think it's there in the chat box. I've answered it.
Good evening, sir.
Question? Please, ma'am.
Yeah, this is from Dr. Mona Kejriwal from RD National College. So, sir, like we are institutions which are aided in running some courses also. So here we don't have. I mean, right now, whatever the funding is coming, it is through. I mean, PFMS portal and or. Recently, I've actually attended one workshop training at New Delhi, INSA. And there I have found out that all the procedure which is in the government is through GEM portal. Whatever the purchasing and everything is there, it's through the GEM portal. So are we going to implement all this in the institutions also? And it is basically for the government sector itself, or in the future we should look for, because when it comes to grants, what happened? All these things come suddenly to us, like that this PFMS system also came suddenly to us. Then even our accounts and everything is not prepared for that, and it takes months, I mean 6 months or so to prepare all these things, and then we teachers, which we should actually remain in the research profile, we actually go to accounts and settle all the details, and it's a tedious task when it comes to all these things. So if the systems is going to change us like this, so are we prepared for that? Or I mean, we are really confused about.
To be frank, I'm also facing such kind of things, and many of my colleagues are facing it. So no other go. I'm also like you in a Pondicherry University as a researcher and faculty. And maybe this question can be answered by the officials of ICSSR. Probably we need to adhere to that. No other go. Because every now and then any new norms comes. That's what I'm saying. We need to read the notification very clearly. Then and there, because funding, they want to make it more foolproof. That is more important, because you know that people may misuse funding. So to that, we need to also help them. So in my opinion, we need to adhere to the changes. No other go. Thank you so much.
Okay. Yeah.
Sir, in the beginning, you showed the entire list of funding agencies, which you said Pondicherry University has searched on and have shared on their website. Is it possible that we also get that list, and if you can help us there?
Ma'am, I have already shared in the chat box. Now also I have shared the link. So the one thing is that you can copy it. If you are using mobile, please copy it and save it in your WordPad or Notepad. If you are in a computer, just copy it and save it in a Word file. Later you can browse and check it out.
Yes, sir. We've copied it. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Anyone else who wish to ask a question?
Even what is happening, no, some of the IIMs, IITs, and some of the popular universities, if you go to their website, they have it. Maybe if you are having it in your board also, if you have a website, maybe you can also think of through your, that can be a contribution from the research and development cell. You can have your team by browsing many of the universities' websites and all those. You can also come out with a name and link. You can put it in your website, whereby your own faculty members and researchers can access it. That also you can.
I have raised one question. Is GST a concern in any of, have you come across any GST concern?
Sir, as far as GST is concerned, it is not with the project, but when we use our fund, for example, when you are buying your laptop, there we need to go ahead. So that is the one. There is no separate GST as such for funding, sir, as far as my knowledge goes on. Thank you so much, sir.
Anybody else who wish to ask a question? And I think session has been so clear that it has cleared so many doubts of us. And I think many of the research and development centers heads and their faculty have joined in today. And I'm sure the grant writing workshop that was conceptualized by the HSNC Board Research and Development Cell, I think has given some areas of thought today, where Dr. Arulmurugan has told us that there are agencies who are ready to fund us, but it has to be done in a scientific and a systematic manner. It cannot be last minute that you put up your proposals and ask for money. I'm sure apart from this, there are many industries which are open to fundings. Right now, what was our area of the initiative was to sensitize you that there are funding agencies available. All of you should start talking about as R&D cells in your colleges. And I'm sure Dr. Sir has also given his YouTube channel. Please share it across, and I'm sure together there can be many other research funding agencies which we can share with all of you. But at the onset, I think let me request Kashi and Dharti to propose a formal vote of thanks. But on behalf of HSNC Board, I don't know if Anil Sir is still there. On behalf of our Trustee, Provost, Dr. Shri Anil Harish ji, and other
Yes,
trustees.
I'm still here.
Mr. Niranjan. Yes, sir. So sorry if you would like to say something. So over to Anil, sir.
I think it was very interesting and very important, and we must, of course, have, you've got the video of this, so that can be put on our group chat or in any other groups that you're on, this one and others. The recording should be on this. And secondly, I feel that we must make a summary of all the points and put it in writing so that everyone can remember easily whatever was discussed. It was very good. Thank you very much. I'm really very appreciative of the time that you spent and in explaining these things, because this is a very specialized subject and you gave very practical hints and ideas about when to be able to submit. You said 5 days before or at 3 o'clock in the morning or whatever. All those are very important things. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. And probably like, ma'am, I will share the PPT also through Kashinath Mishra, sir. Probably I'll share it tomorrow, almost like 8 o'clock. So I will share it tomorrow to him. Maybe it can be shared to all the faculty members. And probably one more request. So if your board is interested, maybe after a month or so, the more important is publication. So if you want to have a session also, I'm ready to give it very practically, like how to write a research article for index journals. Thank you so much.
Yes, sir. These are the areas that we are looking at. I think we started with research proposal, and as Anil sir said, the entire session has been recorded like we had in the past our meetings also. We will share with everyone in the group so that they can share it with their college. And also, Dharti has a practice and Kashi to write down the minutes of the session. So I'm sure she will write it down immediately and we will share it on the group. And as sir said, that yes, on the research paper publications, we are also looking at a session on consultation, which is one of an important area for faculty to take on, and also on to not just research funding, but now publications, and the consultation was our area of discussion with Kashi and Dharti already discussed. So I'm sure we are looking forward to many more sessions. If you have some other, I request you to please connect to us so that we can get on access to them, and we can give exposure to our faculty too. Thank you so
Sure,
much.
madam.
And thank you, Anil sir, for joining the
Thank you.
session. Thank you, Arul sir. Over to Kashi and Dharti for formal vote of thanks. Kashi, Dharti.
Thank you, Pooja ma'am. Thank you so much. Okay, before I present the formal vote of thanks, I request everyone to please turn on their cameras. I know it's difficult to capture your smile in a one screenshot, but I try my best. Please turn on cameras. I can take a screenshot. I request Dharti to use your master skills to capture. Please, thank you. Turn on the cameras, and it's very great for us. Thank you so much. I try my level best to capture each and every one. As I mentioned, it's a very difficult task. Clicks. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Can in an official vote of thanks, it's very difficult to justify someone's expertise of a 30 years to comprise in a 1.5 hours. I request, I'm here to present the official vote of thanks on behalf of HSNC Board. I am the faculty member in H.R.College of Commerce and Economics in the Department of Business Economics. It's a great privilege to present an official vote of thanks. My first vote of thanks to our President, Dr. Advocate Anil Harish, to be there for the entire sessions. My cameras, my cursors are still moving here and there and just cutting the persons. The next, the special vote of thanks to Pooja Ramchandani, ma'am, our principal, whose directions are very essential. Me and Dharti knows well how we are taking the bunch of printouts and asking them whether, ma'am, this is good or not. The greatest thanks to all the faculty members, directors of research and development cells who are presenting here. Without you, because my numbers I'm keep admitting everyone. In the meantime, my number does not go to the 80s, below 80s. So special thanks to everyone, the directors, the research development cells, and all the members who have participated. The last but not the least, thanks to the members who have shared these links across the groups. So your efforts are unmatchables, your energies are unmatchables. Thanks to everyone to be the part of these RDC sessions. We're trying to keep into evening, so we reach you, so you can reach home and we can easily join us sessions. We'll try and make ourselves to best find a good resource person to serve you a better. I hope I have done my job well. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Towards the end of our session, we have also attached a feedback link requesting everybody to please fill it.
Thank you so much, ma'am. With your permission, can I leave?
Yes, sir. Thank you so
Yes,
much.
sir. Thank you. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much, sir. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you, Anil sir.
Once
Thank you so much.
Once you guys
Thank
have
you,
filled the
everyone.
feedback link, you are happy to leave. Thank you. Have a good day.
ठीक है, ठीक है. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Bye.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you, Anil sir.
Thank you.
Thank you to
Bye.
all the principals. Thank you to all the vice principals and all the faculty. And I can see Umesh ji also joining in. So it's good to see our finance person joining in for the research grants. So happy.
Yes.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Bye.
Yes. Kashi, you can end the meeting and please keep the recording so that we can share it with the group.
Okay, no problem. Thank you.
A gentle reminder to everyone, please fill the feedback link which is coming on the chat box. I'm sharing it one more time. Thank you. We may now end the meeting.